Back with another video, and in this video I'm going to show you how to stream trading data in real time. So what I mean is that when you Google Nvidia stock or Apple stock or Tesla stock price, you're going to get a graph like this one over here on Yahoo Finance that updates every 1 or 2 seconds and it moves slowly. But if you're a super trading nerd and you need data in real time that looks like this basically says that this number of trades happened at this price over here, and this is the bid and the ask. Also, these two are known as the quote. So if you need real-time data like this, you can execute a lot of trades in seconds or milliseconds. Alpaca, which is a trading platform for coding nerds, offer you a WebSocket that allows you to stream trading data like this in real time. And I'm going to show you how to implement that and put it into a simple ReactJS interface like this one. So let's go ahead and start coding this. First, what you need to do is that you need to create an Alpaca account and you need to log into your account, and then you scroll down over here under API keys to generate your key ID and your secret key. Those are what you need to connect to Alpaca's APIs and WebSocket. So before I get to the ReactJS app, like this one, I'm going to show you how to just stream trading data using a simple Node.js script. So I'm going to do that here. Now, what you got to do once you grab your API keys is that you want to create an environment variable here. And you want to slap your API keys there. And now you can get to coding. You're going to need two dependencies. You're going to need WS for WebSockets and .n for environment variables. So you can load your API key into the script. Okay, now let's code. First thing you want to do, you want to load your environment variables. Then you need to choose the symbols that you want to stream data for. Let's say Apple, for example. You can choose multiple, you can choose Nvidia, and so on. Add as many as you want in the array. Then you need to create a WebSocket object like this. This is the URL for streaming data using the SIP socket. The SIP socket is the paid Alpaca socket that costs around $100 a month. There's a free socket that you can play around with, which is the IEX socket, but it doesn't include data for all exchanges in the US. SIP is where all the data is. This is how you open a connection to the socket, and then once the connection is open, now you want to send things to it, and this is how you do that. This allows you to receive responses and send to the WebSocket. This is where all the action is going to happen. But before we do that, we need to add also two more. One that handles when the socket is closed. One that handles when there's an error. Okay, now inside this, you want to open a try catch statement, handle your error. And now here on this WebSocket, Alpaca is going to be sending you messages, and you can read those messages like this. They're going to be sending you many messages at once, and they're going to come in as an array of JSON objects. This is why you parse them. So now you need to look through this and read every message and handle it. And you would do that like this. Now you need to open this if statement over here that catches any valid message, because we're going to use this to authenticate our connection to the WebSocket. Otherwise, we're not going to receive anything from it. And you can do that like this. First, you check if the connection is successful and you're connected, but you're not yet subscribed. Then you send an authentication request. This is a JSON object simply to the WebSocket. You need to create a JSON object and then stringify it and then send it. You're going to do auth and your keys here. Then when the connection is authenticated, you're going to receive a message that says authenticated. And you're going to need to catch that and handle it here like this. This is going to say if you receive a success and a message that says authenticated, now it's time for you to subscribe, meaning ask Alpaca for the data that you want here. So here I'm asking Alpaca to give me the data for the trades data and the quotes and the bars for these set of samples, which we defined here. So we're going to do Apple only for now. Trades means how many trades happened and at what price. Quotes mean the asks and the bid. Bars is a message that you get every minute that give you the bars, the JSON object that allows you to construct those nice trading charts. Okay, now once you've done that, you're good. Now you're gonna start receiving data. You're gonna close this and you're gonna handle data that you receive beneath it here. Oh, but first add continue here. Okay, now we're done with this if statement. Our WebSocket is set up. Now there are three types of messages that we can receive. One is a trade message. Again, this is gonna give us the symbol, the price, and how many trades happened at that price, and the timestamp. Quotes, this is going to give us, again, the symbol, the bid number, and the volume for that bid, and the ask, and the volume for that ask. Lastly, the minute bar. Now you're going to get one of these, only one every minute. And it's going to be the closing price and the opening price, low, high, volume, timestamp for that symbol at that minute. Okay, that's all we need. I think we can go ahead and run this. So node stream.js. There you go. We're receiving the trading data for Apple. Trades, quotes, and everything you got here. And if we wait 1 minute, we're gonna receive a bar. But we're gonna focus on the trades and the quotes in this tutorial for now. So let's close this and start working on the React.js app. We're gonna translate this code into a React.js local app. Okay, here's a brand new React.js app. I'm using React Vite here. This is just a template that you get when you first initialize the React.js project. I'm gonna go ahead and delete all of that. And now I'm gonna start constructing my React.js app. First thing I'm gonna do is that I'm gonna create an environment variable here. This should be in the same directory as package.json. Again, I'll put my keys there. Go back to the app here. I'm gonna import these dependencies, use effect, use ref, use state. And this is how you import your environment variables in React.js Vite. Import.method.env, and then the name of the environment variable, and the name of the environment variable has to be prefixed by Vite underscore like this. Otherwise it won't work. Okay, now here you need to create a ref that's gonna hold the WebSocket that you're gonna create. You need a state variable for the ticker that you wanna watch, and add 3 state variables. One that's gonna display a status message on the page, the last trade, and the last quote. Okay, and you also wanna add those here. Here we basically have an if statement that says display this if the last trade is not available because maybe it's loading or it's just not available for whatever reason. And we're always making sure that everything is displayed with 2 decimal places so that it doesn't overwhelm the page. I do this with the trade, with the last trade price, the bid, and the ask. Okay, now let's construct the view where we're gonna display all that. This is just a simple view with text. I just put the ticker name on the top. The price is always in USD here in this case. This is the trade size, how many trades happened and at what price. This is the bid, what do people want to pay for and how many at that price. And this many people selling at this price for the ask. And the status message here that shows loading, connecting, whatever. Okay, now we do the fun part, which is the use effect method that's going to be here. That's going to open the WebSocket and do everything for us. Now here we're going to do the same thing we did in the Node.js script, but we're going to adapt it a little bit for React.js, because in React.js, for example, you don't need a .env package, and we don't need a WebSocket package. It comes in native to React.js. Here's my symbol, my URL, and my WebSocket reference. This is me handling on open, and this is on message. This is where most of the coding will happen. And again, we handle the error and closing the socket. This is when you turn off the app. This is what's gonna get called. And you need to add this to make sure that the WebSocket gets closed when you refresh the page or something like that. And we need to add the ticker here so that the page re-renders whenever we change the ticker. Now let's do this on message. That's where most of the action is gonna happen. Here we do a very similar structure. We open a try catch statement and we parse the messages as JSON. It's gonna be an array, and now we need to loop in through this parsed over here. We loop through the same way we did earlier, and we handle the first few messages like this. Now we need to authenticate and subscribe. This is how we authenticate. It's the same exact code, and this is how we subscribe. Whenever I do an action here, I set the status message to reflected, which is going to be here. Here I say if you subscribe, just change the message to say streaming this ticker. And finally, handle any errors if you get them. Okay, so that's it for establishing the connection. Now we need to handle the message that we receive. We're going to simply set the last trade to the last trade state variable, and the same thing with the quote. That's all we got to do. Okay, now let's rerun this app to see if this works. I'm getting a parse error. It's because I put these outside the for loop. It should be here. Now let's try again. Fresh. And now it's working. Now we're streaming NVIDIA. Let's try something else. Let's try Tesla. Now we're streaming Tesla. And that's it. This is how you can stream real-time trading data using Alpaca's WebSocket. If you enjoyed the video, hit like. If you want to see more content like this, subscribe. And if you have any questions, leave them in the comments. And if you want to support the channel and get the full source code that we used in this video, I post those on the Patreon link in the description box below. You can support the channel there, get the source code for this video, and all the other videos in the channel. And that's it for today. See you next time.